Special Agent, we have you on all the time, and we've talked about where it's coming from across the border. But I want to bring the conversation to back at home. These services that they're using, the Snapchat, the Facebook, how are they making these sort of connections?
Well, first of all, Lawrence, thank you for having me. The Mexican cartels have a very deceptive and strategic marketing campaign mass producing these deadly pills. And they're utilizing now social media sites because all these kids have smartphones, and they're taking advantage of that. So they're targeting these young kids. So they're making fake Adderall, they're making fake Xanax, making fake Percocets and Oxys. They've been making that for a while. But just look at the seizures that are being made, Lawrence. Like in Phoenix, DEA alone, over 12 million pills seized last year.
But Derek,
the DEA as an agency, 20 million pills.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want to get deep into how they're using these emojis to actually do these drug trades. These Uber services are using Snapchat so that can happen. What is the DEA doing to actually infiltrate these organizations? I mean, just look at some of the examples that we're putting up on the screen that they're using to kind of prevent their parents from knowing what they're doing.
The DEA is not only crushing transnational criminals and taking the poison off the street at record levels, but they're going and they're reaching out to the communities. They had this week the first ever family summit in Washington, D.C. Families from around America were in DEA headquarters. The Deputy Attorney General, the DEA Administrator, they're providing resources in their One Pill Can Kill campaign. I highly recommend every parent go on the DEA.gov website and pull all the reference materials. One Pill Can Kill. They have fact sheets on all these different pills. They have pictures. They have the emoji decoders. But the DEA is going above and beyond, along with other law enforcement agencies that are not getting properly supported by this current administration. But they're not only wiping out these bad guys, but they're actually educating the public like we've never seen in the history of this country. So I applaud the efforts of the DEA and the other agencies, but it's very complex. One last thing, Lawrence. The bad guys are taking advantage of the technologies and the encrypted communications that are available, and that also limits law enforcement's ability to be able to infiltrate them.
These kids think they're getting the real drugs. We're obviously not saying that they should be doing this, but they think they're getting the real thing, but they're just not. It's just too much of the bad stuff on the market. Special Agent, thank you so much for joining me.